Welcome, everybody. My name is Laura Chamberlain, and I am the Education Manager here at Fear Free. And I'm joined by some colleagues and also a friend and colleague in Australia, Laura Ryder. She's the other one in the red shirt. She's waving to you all. She's gonna teach a training class tonight. So thank you all for joining us for this training demonstration on how to teach an online class. We have been saying what could possibly go wrong. Nothing. It's all going to go flawlessly and smoothly. So I am going to go ahead and turn myself into a student and turn it over to Laura to teach the class.
All right, thank you very much to Fear Free for the invite. I'm excited about this one. I think we're going to have a nice fun session. So first of all, we're just going to go through a couple of little technical things, make sure everyone's happy. So first of all, Mikkel, do you want to? I know you're on your phone. Do you want to see if you can turn it
Sure.
90 degrees? It's just we can see you slide on at the moment, which would look like a really impressive trick. You know, yay! Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect, lovely. All right, cool. Now, if anything happens during this, I suggest, so if your screen freezes, audio or video kind of plays up, the best thing I find is just to try and refresh your screen or jump out and jump back in quickly into the Zoom meeting. But again, hopefully we will be fine and not have any issues at all. Fingers crossed. All right. Okay, so what we are going to, Tara has just jumped in, so I'm just going to unmute her. Hi, Tara, welcome.
Hi.
Hi. All right. Okay, so I always like to do a bit of an introduction to get to know everyone. So we are going to go through the group. So I'll call your name in a second, each of you that are in my little training class. And I would like you to introduce your name, your dog's name, and if they were a movie character, who would they be? So I'm going to start. So I am Laura. I have my training assistant, Milani. Would you like to come say hi? Milani? Yeah. So Milani's going to come onto screen for me. So Milani is called Milani. So because it's an Ewok name, and yeah, kind of Ewok-ish. So absolutely, that's what I'm going to go with her. So if she was a movie character, she would well and truly be an Ewok from Star Wars. All right. Okay, so Stephanie, would you like to introduce yourself and your dog?
Yes, absolutely. My name is Stephanie Bachman. My dog's name is Bee, as she walks away from the camera. And she was actually named after the character Beatrix Kiddo from Kill Bill.
Oh, wow, look at that. I love it. That's very cool. Welcome, Bee. All right, Tara, will we go to you next?
My name's Tara, and this is Tucker. We'll see how much he wants to obey today. If he was going to be a character off of a movie, it would definitely be that kid who always refuses to listen to his parents. Just any child.
Yeah, okay. All right, I like it. All right, Mikkel, would you like to go next?
Yep, so my name is Mikkel Becker, and I'm here with Indiana Bones, who definitely would be Indiana Jones on I don't know, a crazy Indiana Jones, that's for sure. He has a big old personality. He's just super fun. So he's my best friend.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I love it. These names are awesome. I love it. All right, Ali, would you like to go next?
Yeah, my name is Allison, and this is Squatch. We'll also see how she behaves today. She's only about 10 months old. If she were a movie character, she'd obviously likely be Harry from Harry and the Hendersons or Hagrid from Harry Potter, I think, personally.
Oh, yes. Nice. Very good. I like it. All right, Laurie, you are up last. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. That's Rio. If she were a character, I think she would definitely be Dennis the Menace, who's technically not a movie character, but a TV character. But
yeah, it counts.
That was a movie.
So that is Rio.
Yeah, nice, lovely. All right, thank you so much, guys. Again, it's nice just to get to know everyone a little bit, and I like their movie character ideas. Very cool. All right, okay, so today what we're going to do is we are going to teach a peekaboo. So what a peekaboo is our dog starts in front of us, they're going to go behind us, through our legs, and peekaboo through our legs. So I'm going to demo really quickly with Milani. And while I do this, what I would like you guys to do is to have a think about some benefits of why we might teach this exercise. Okay, so Milani's going to have a quick little go with me now, and you guys are going to have a bit of a think about how this could maybe be a beneficial exercise. Milani. Wow, very nice. Okay, back up again. All right, okay, so that was little Milani. That's a peekaboo, the start of it. So has anyone got any ideas about why we might teach a peekaboo?
So for me, I might use that as an agility start line behavior in my particular line of fun. I compete in agility, so I've seen a lot of people use that as a start line behavior to get the dog in the position that you want, facing the position you want.
Absolutely, really nice to get them on that nice start line, looking at that first jump and kind of lining them up. Absolutely. Stephanie, you had your hand up. What did you think? Any ideas for you?
I was thinking similar to like a come when called. So just to get them near you and in your kind of circumference of being able to handle them right away. So come when called, they can come close to you, but maybe not within your reach. So that would be very much I'm able to secure my dog on a leash is how I would do it.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Great idea. Because a lot of dogs do, right? They come in close, but not quite close enough. And then we kind of might go down to get hold of them. And that's when they dart off again. Awesome idea. Anyone got any other ideas about why we might teach a peekaboo?
Would it help?
I could see. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, would it help with teaching them to be more brave when it comes to getting through smaller spaces? I don't know if that would be an aspect of it that might be useful if you were training for a dog door, or maybe, I don't know, any kind of emergency situation where you had to get them out through a smaller space.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. And I think especially you've got a big puppy there, learning where they are in space is a really important thing, especially for those big guys. Yeah, absolutely. Mikkel, I think you were about to jump in.
Oh, I was thinking about reactive dogs, that sometimes it's hard to kind of direct their body. And so sometimes if you're in a tight quarter, such as maybe the vet office or something like that, it's a good way to direct your dog, and maybe even getting them used to restraint by having them start that kind of feeling of restraint or pressure on both sides on their own. So I could see lots of good uses for it.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Absolutely. So it is. I think it's a nice one to keep our dogs safe. If they're feeling a bit uncomfortable, we can keep them in nice and close. Like you said, Mikkel, great ideas as far as I can tell that you're a fear-free advocate. Absolutely. Like, let's think about how we can use it for handling, right? Awesome. Okay, so we are going to get started training. The dogs have been very patient, so let's jump into it. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all is we're just going to test our marker. So you guys can absolutely choose between, if you guys are clicker training, go nuts. If you guys have got a marker like a yes or a good, we're just going to warm our dogs up by paying them in front for engagement. Okay, so they're going to look at us and we're going to mark the behavior. So when you guys are ready, I won't demo with Milani. I think you guys are good to go. Let's kind of jump into it. So we're just going to do roughly 10 treats. I will call last treat when I'm going to get you guys to come back, and we'll kind of then build on it. So when you guys are ready, dogs in front, and you're marking for your dog giving you eye contact. All right, guys, last treat. Tell your dog that they are amazing and come back to the screen for me. Beautiful work.
Go get some yummy.
All right, lovely. Lovely. You guys were so nice and clear with that marker. You all were like really nice and still as you marked. And then the treat delivery, which is really important for communicating with our dog what we want. Fabulous work. Okay, next little mechanical skill to kind of get them used to is what we're going to do is we're just going to get our dogs to follow food, swapping treats from hand to hand, because this is going to, as we start doing our peekaboo, our dog needs to be following one hand. We're going to swap the treat into another one, and they're going to follow another one. So I'll quickly demo it with Milani, and then you guys are going to jump in. All right, Milani. Yes. Yes. Good job. Good job. All right, I'm being short and sweet with Milani so you guys can get into it. So I'm marking her following the second hand. Okay, so I've got a treat, passing it, and as she follows it, yes, and pay. Okay, so just teaching them to be able to transfer from following one hand to following the other one. So when you guys are ready, let's have a quick little go. Dogs out in front, just following the food. Lovely, Stephanie. I like how you've been really nice and slow and thoughtful for your dog. Lovely work, Mikkel. I feel for you. I'm tall and have little dogs too. It's hard reaching down. Lovely work, everyone. All right, guys, make that your last treat, and you're going to come back to your station for me. Tell your dogs that they are superstars. Lovely. All right, Ali, make that your last one. Beautiful work.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Lovely, lovely work. Ali, I think you're going to look like you've got a pony. He's huge. All right. Okay, so now we are going to start getting them to come through our legs. So the idea is we're going to start with our dog in front, which is where we had them when we started with that little engagement exercise. Now what we're going to do, we're going to have a treat in our left hand. We're going to go behind our back, pass it through to our right hand. So I'm going to show you guys with Milani. We'll do it really slowly, so hopefully you guys can see it. So let me get Milani off her platform. Milani. Yes. Yeah. Get it. All right, okay, so we're going to go really slowly. If you noticed, I had two treats as well. So one for luring her, we're going to mark in position. So feed them in position once they're between your legs. Then I said a get it, and I tossed a treat out in front. So that's really my reset treat. So I can throw it out in front so then I can get her back to practice it again. Any questions before we have a little play with that one? Everyone's happy? All right, excellent. When you guys are ready, let's go nice and slowly with your dogs. Lots of encouragement. And remember that, toss the treat out in front to reset them.
Okay.
Yay, lovely, Laurie. You really had to twist there, but that helped. Well done. Really, really nice work. Oh, Tara, beautiful work. Well done. Look at that waggy tail. Tucker's like, oh, I like this game.
Okay.
All right, so Ali, my suggestion, if you take a little step backwards, oh, you know, I think you might be getting it now. That's it. Just to help him move. That's it.
Okay.
Yay, well done. You can feed one there if you like, Ali. Break it down into little steps. We're a big puppy. We've got a lot of weight to move.
I was gonna say she's
Okay.
she's just gonna lay down. She'll just lay down.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go. That's it. Absolutely. Give her a little break. Give her a little break. All right, guys, make that your last treat. Again, tell your dog that they are a superstar. Tell them hi, tell them they're wonderful. Good job, everyone. Really, really nice. Well done. Ali, I really loved how you read your puppy. Yeah, we were kind of struck going, I'm not too sure about this. You know, that's cool. We can make it a little bit easier. So you made beautiful choices for your puppy there. Really, really nice. Well done. All right, good job, guys. All right, okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to, again, repeat the process. This time, if any of them are getting a little bit stuck, you can feed a few treats as you go round if you need to. So we can always make it easier. If the dog's getting a little bit stuck, we can break the behavior down. So you can feed, so I'll show with Milani. So Ali, maybe we're going to try this one. So let's have a quick little go. Milani, I'm going to feed there, feed another one. Yeah, honey. All right, good. So again, we're baby puppies, so if we need that little bit of extra help, we can absolutely break it down. And I kind of use 5 treats with Milani there, so we'll kind of see how that goes. So when you guys are ready, let's do another little practice of it. Let's get a few more treats out. Up you guys go, and we'll have another little train.
Okay. You ready?
Come on, baby.
Yep. Okay.
Nice work, Tara. Good job. Really nice how you tossed that treat. Mikkel, I love how Indiana Bones is staring at you lovingly. It's like, I love you, Mum. I love that engagement.
Good one. Do you want to try that?
Oh, beautiful work breaking it down into little steps, Ali. Doing really, really nice helping your puppy.
Good boy. Come on.
Good girl. Good job.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. All right, guys, make that your last treat. Again, tell them they're amazing. Good job.
Good job, Leo.
Good girl.
Back over here.
Lovely work. Okay, has anyone got any questions for me so far?
What command do you usually use for like a hand
Great
gesture?
question. Yeah, absolutely. So I end up that it's a hand gesture with kind of a verbal. So it's kind of like peekaboo, and my hand kind of swings backwards. But again, I don't tend to add the word too soon because I think otherwise we're humans. I know you're like me, I nag. So I end up saying it over and over again before the dog actually knows the behavior. So instead I want them kind of going, oh, I've got this. And then once I can kind of bet $50 they're going to do it the next time, I'm like, now I'm ready to add a word. I can put that on cue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, great question. Really nice question. Anyone else got anything you want to ask before we jump into our next step?
Do you recommend using good dog, good girl, good boy as a backup? Or are there other words that you prefer as a verbal reinforcer? Because I know there are different schools of thought.
Yeah,
that
cool.
kinda...
Yeah, absolutely. So I must admit, I use my marker because I think it's clear. I think as humans, we talk too much. But I think that I use the verbal. And then if you're going to use verbal praise as a reinforcer, I think absolutely look at it, but I think it's really important that we train the dog to know what it means. So it's like a separate, I would do separately, but I'm going to train them what that verbal reinforcement actually means to them.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? So like, if we're using toys as a reinforcer, we teach the dog how to play with the toy so they know that it's free. Does that, yeah? All right, okay, next little progression. We are going to have a little go with seeing if our dogs will do it as we move forward. Okay, so we're going to get them into position and then we're going to take a tiny little shuffle forward and see if they'll follow us. So I'll show with Milani and then you guys are going to have a little go. Milani. All right, so we're going to get them into position and then tiny little steps forward. If you notice with Milani as well, think about where you're placing the treat, because sometimes, and Mikkel, I feel for you, like I said, you're tall and you have little dogs. When we feed the treats up high, sometimes what happens is that they automatically go into a sit, but we want it kind of standing so we can move. So just think about where you're placing that treat. So if it's too high, it often gets them to sit. So kind of have it like neutral kind of height. So hopefully it's going to keep them standing so we can kind of add in that little progression of moving forward. Ali, I think with you, again, amazing work with your beautiful puppy. I think let's stay stationary for now because you got a really nice rep on that last one. But I think absolutely, baby puppy, let's encourage and kind of build confidence with the stationary one first.
We switched to hot dogs. That seems to have also helped quite a bit.
Oh, nice. Hot dogs, always a win.
From training.
Okay, guys, when you guys are ready, up you get and let's have a go. Lovely, Laurie. Lovely treat position there. Yay, Mikkel, well done.
Thank you.
Really lovely. Oh, Ali, lovely, lovely work breaking it down. Beautiful, beautiful work. Wow, you got some nice steps in there, Stephanie. Really good job. And Tara, beautiful.
No. Come on. You know what we're doing.
Good.
Yay, well done. Oh, beautiful work, everyone. All right, everyone, last treat. Let's give our dogs a little break. Again, make sure you tell them that they're superstars because they're working so nicely for you.
You just need to. Okay. Yes. Be very patient. Go for it.
Lovely. Really nice work, everyone. So we will finish it there for the dogs. So I did say, if you guys have got, so you guys can choose how we finish the session because we always like to have a little chat about what we've taught. So while we're talking, I have Kong. Milani's going to get her stuffed Kong. She's very excited about that. If you guys have got a little chewy treat you want to give your dog, again, you could just do a little scatter feed on the floor for them. Again, just give them something to do so they know that kind of training's finished for now and we can kind of debrief.
Okay. Leave them on.
Well done. Wow, guys. So we started with their movie star characters and they were movie stars today. Your dogs are amazing. Great job, everyone. Really, really nice. So do you guys have any questions for me about what we started to teach, what we introduced today?
What does like the final behavior look like? So will you be walking forward with the dog? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So again, what I did, because again, this is just like a one-off little training session versus I'm like, let's do this every week. People, come back. Let's book it the same time next week. So what I've done is what we'll do is I will share my screen in a minute and I'll show you some little progressions of like things you can build on. But what we can have, so we can do moving. So again, if we look at Laurie's example of getting lined up for going into like setting them up for the agility ring, you would want them kind of walking with you and following into position and then setting them up and then being able to leave them there as you go out forward for your lead out. Potentially for, let's say, in the vet clinic scenario, if your dog's a little bit worried and you're kind of wanting to kind of give them that bit of space where they can come in and feel safe between your legs and you can kind of move them away from, maybe there's another dog over there and you want it to be more of a stationary behavior, then again, we just build duration on the stationary versus the moving. And absolutely, because I love tricks as well, we can do lots of cute tricks as well from it as well, which, you know, it's always an added bonus when it turns into something cute you can show your friends, right?
I love that.
All right. So Laurie, do you want to, will we go through, is there any questions?
Yes. So first of all,
video at the end, does that work?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you so much, Laura. That was awesome. I hope that gave attendees a good feel for what it's like to conduct an online class. I thought that was really, from a student's perspective, that was really clear. Your directions were really easy to follow and really clear. We're going to open it up to Q&A for a couple minutes now. If you have any questions for Laura, we do have one question here so far. Do you have a preference or a mandated direction that you train? Obviously, you want to keep them going in the same direction, but does it matter if the dog goes round to the left or to the right, or does it matter?
Yeah, great question. Great question. So the reason that I did everyone with treat in left hand and go behind your back that way, I think purely is that lots of people, if they've done a bit of obedience work, that kind of thing, where you do your finish, where your dog goes to the, I'm guessing it's the same in America as in Australia. So they finish, they go to the right-hand side. So I think it can look like a very similar cue if you're sending them to the right. And so the last thing you want is, say, someone who's working towards obedience is for the dog to try and do peekaboo in the middle of an obedience trial. Yeah. You know, you're like, oh, hi. So it doesn't really matter, especially if you're not looking at obedience stuff. It doesn't matter which way the dog goes round. It's just the mechanics of it. But it's why I teach that way, because I do have quite a lot of students that do obedience, rally, that kind of thing as well. So it's just a different side, so it's clear for the dog.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we have another really good question here from Andrea. What would you recommend for the maximum number of participants to have for a good online class? To have a good number of class, but not too many.
Yeah, absolutely. This number is really nice if you guys can see the screen, because you can see me and then I can see everyone really clearly. I think 6 is my maximum. I usually have between 5 and 6. I think too many more and you end up with lots of small little images of you all, and it's hard for me to be able to see and to give that nice feedback for you guys, especially if someone's having, so if anyone's having kind of an issue or wanting to add a progression, I can see clearly on my screen all of you guys really nicely.
That makes a lot of sense too. Something else to think about, having to see the students and their dogs and not just somebody's face. Ashley has a question. How much info do you send out ahead of time for preparing for the class?
Yeah, cool. So I sent, everyone that joined in my class today just got a little 1-page PDF about what to expect. I'm very welcome. If there's a way of sharing that, Laurie, we can absolutely, I'm happy to share that so people kind of see, but it's just 1 page. It's really similar to an info sheet you would send about what to bring for classes in a, a real life in-person class, obviously with modifications because we are, in online instead. So just a 1-page PDF. So clients know what to expect. They've got the treats ready for their dog. They've got a mat. So you guys have all got like a bed their dog can go settle in. Like I said, make sure they've got a chewy treat so we can give the dog something to do while we debrief and kind of have a chat. So just really simple little things for the clients.
Great, thanks. Question here from Julie. Do you prefer headphones or no headphones?
Yeah, I prefer no headphones, but everyone's different. I think I guess as a trainer, I'm used to throwing my voice. Hopefully I think everyone can hear me clearly and I could hear you guys all really clearly. So because I'm up and about and moving, it's just my personal preference, but trial it, get a couple of friends, like put a shout out and jump in. And it's how we started. We had, so there's 5 trainers at the clinic I work at, and we all took turns when we started all of this, being the instructor and being the student, and trial it, give it a go and see what works.
I love that idea too, practicing being a student versus an instructor. Kimberly has a question. How do you set up the cameras to show a wide range? When I use Zoom, I can only get my head in the frame.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is about being a little bit creative. I must admit, I prefer my laptop. It's what I recommend clients as well, because as you can see, I can really easily adjust my screen, yeah. So just get clients to kind of practice it a little bit beforehand. We were laughing before we started. Ali has been super, super awesome. She's got a packet of pasta under hers to prop it up so we can see what works.
Great. Question from Christine. How long do you suggest for each session, and how much of that time is the dog participating?
Yeah, cool. So basically what we just did there, that's probably half a session of what I would do. So we're going to teach one exercise, we finish there, we give the dogs a little chewy treat and a break, a bit like in the middle of class, you know, a group outdoors class. You might kind of go, let's get the dogs out for a little sniffy walk. And then we'll come back, and then I wouldn't continue on with peekaboo. I think clients have got enough to go home with and practice. We'd be teaching a different exercise. So it might be, you know, it might be the start of a recall, a loose lead walk, whatever the class is kind of focused on.
Awesome. Interesting question here, given the time that we're in right now, from Ashley. She says she's having trouble transitioning puppy classes to Zoom. So normally puppy class is centered around group play in her case. What should I be doing instead of group play?
Yeah, absolutely. So and again, I think obviously regulations are a bit different here in Australia than in America, so I probably can't comment too much on it. We actually have set up, so we have drop-off puppy social sessions at the clinic that I work at now, where they drop off the puppies, and it's our staff that are doing it for them as far as the interactions with other dogs go. But there's still heaps of other, I mean, socialization is such a broad topic. But again, it's educating those clients that it's not just about playing with other dogs, right? Which we know as trainers. So getting them to think about things that they can do in their home. So we're doing a lot of, so I use a lot of I use Soundproof puppy training app. So a lot of sound stuff, people dressing up, bringing weird objects in, bringing different smells in, and doing it that way. And we can support them with that via the Zoom sessions.
Great. We actually have a fear-free webinar on puppy socialization during COVID-19. So if you want to check that out as well, if you guys want to.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great jump in it. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Looks like we have time for maybe one more question. Question from Lucy. Do you provide students Zoom directions or a Zoom practice session?
Yeah. So I have found I haven't had issues. I've sent them it. No one's kind of had issues, and I've had some elderly clients as well who've done really, really well. They were a bit nervous about it, but I send them again instructions about this is how you're going to log on, this is what the screen's going to look like. I do it as screenshots if they're a bit, you know, so I've got that so they can see, oh, okay, that's what Laura's talking about. They've done it and they've been amazing. So I think just short, sweet instructions, and they'll get it.
I think a lot of that too is confidence on the part of the instructor. Like, you know, you're just, it's gonna happen. You're gonna do this. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing. Yep. That confidence transfers right through to the students, I think.
Yes, so true, Laurie, so true.
Great. Well, it looks like we are wrapped up for questions. So I am gonna say a huge thank you and shout out to our friend Laura Ryder. And I think she's done a really great job today. Not an easy thing to do, to demo a training class to a bunch of other trainers. So she really
on the other side of the world. I know.
She was really willing to put herself out there and train trainers in front of trainers. So that's, you know, commendable.
I know.
Really good job. You did awesome.
Thank you. Oh, awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for the invite. And again, everyone came up with great ideas about why we teach peekaboo. But if you guys are happy, I'll just show you, because I love showing off my dogs. Are you guys happy if I do a really quick video of some cute progressions?
Yes.
Love that.
All right, hold on. Okay, so this is trick. This is completely let's go cute and be trick stuff. All right. So let me share my screen. All right, so we have marching. It's cute. It's cute, cute. So we can do marching. I'll do it again. It went really fast. Can you guys all see that? It's come through. Okay. So we start with dog in front, obviously doing shake hands left and right. We also build on getting to then transfer it to our feet. And then we can ask for it in Peekaboo. Again, we could break it down into a million more steps for clients, but you guys are trainers out there. You guys will break it down into nice little slivers for those dogs. All right, next one. This is little Wicket. So this is a moving one, but up on feet. So this is called footsies, and we can move along. I like how he looks at the camera. He's like, is everyone watching? Okay, so if you want to progress with that, what we do, we start with Peekaboo. Then what I do is I have a tiny little pivot platform between my feet. Okay, so I'm going to ask him to come into Peekaboo and he steps up onto something. So we're going to pay that. So he's used to going to Peekaboo and finding something. Oh, I put my feet on something. Then I fade out that and I have my feet, but instead of my feet being like this, I turn them in just a little bit. So as he comes around, he kind of finds them that way. Okay, so then you get feet. Then we kind of do a little bit of moving so they find their balance. And then of course we can then progress. Again, this is like weeks of training. I'm like flying through it in 30 seconds. But again, a little progression. And this one, because it's my favorite, we will finish on this. Because you know, it's cute, right? So it depends how many dogs you have. How many dogs can you fit under your legs? It's cute. Okay, so I just had to share that silly cuteness because whenever I get a chance to show my little border terriers doing cute stuff, I grab it.
Oh my God, great feedback from everyone on that. Everyone loved that video, as did I.
Oh, yeah,
that was awesome. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, everybody. Laura, any last words before we wrap up and say goodbye to everybody?
No, not really. I guess just a few little summaries. I guess just have a clear criteria about what you're going to do. So how I did introduction, checked everyone's marker. We did a little warm-up exercise with getting them to follow the food. Break it down into little steps. Make sure we give clients, especially during this time, and especially if they're doing this new, they haven't trained online before, make sure you're giving them positive feedback and try to be as specific as you can so that, they feel that they're achieving as well. And get out there and give it a go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our students, and thank you to everyone who's participated in this and joined us today. This webinar was recorded and it will be available on our website. Someone had asked that question. So yes, look for that in about a week or so up on the Fear Free Webinars website. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a really good night or morning, depending on where you are in the world. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Laura.
Very welcome, everyone. See ya.